There comes a moment in every man's life when he looks in the mirror and realizes that time has quietly changed him. The face looking back carries more lines, the hair has turned grayer, and the body may not move with the same energy it once did. But the greatest changes aren't the ones you can see. They're the ones that happen inside your heart. After the age of 55, life begins asking different questions. It's no longer about how fast you can climb the ladder or how much money you can earn. It's about who is still standing beside you when the noise of life grows quiet. It's about the relationships you've built, protected, or perhaps neglected along the way. For many men, the first half of life is spent chasing responsibilities. You work long hours, provide for your family, solve problems, pay the bills, and carry burdens that few people ever notice. You convince yourself that sacrificing your time is the greatest way to show love. And while providing for your family is honorable, many men eventually discover that the people they love didn't just need a provider, they needed a companion. They needed someone who listened, someone who laughed with them, someone who made them feel important every single day. The difficult truth is that relationships rarely fall apart because of one dramatic mistake. More often, they slowly fade because of silence. A conversation is postponed. A hug becomes less frequent. A simple thank you is left unsaid. Weeks turn into months, and months become years. Before anyone realizes it, two people who once dreamed together are simply living under the same roof, sharing responsibilities instead of sharing their hearts. The distance didn't appear overnight. It grew one quiet day at a time. If you're over 55, don't make the mistake of believing it's too late to change. In fact, this could be the most meaningful season of your life. You've already learned lessons that younger men are still struggling to understand. You've experienced victories and disappointments. You've made mistakes and celebrated successes. All of those experiences have the power to make you wiser, kinder, and more emotionally mature if you choose to learn from them instead of becoming trapped by them. This stage of life also brings a new reality. Children often become independent. Careers begin to slow down. Retirement may be closer than ever before. The distractions that once filled every hour of your day start disappearing. Suddenly, you find yourself spending more time with the person who has walked beside you for decades. For some couples, this becomes the beginning of their happiest years. For others, it's the moment they realize they no longer know each other as well as they once did. The difference isn't luck. It's the result of choices made consistently over many years. The encouraging news is that every new day offers another opportunity to strengthen your relationship. You don't need to erase the past to create a better future. You simply need the courage to begin today. A sincere conversation can rebuild trust. A heartfelt apology can soften years of resentment. A genuine compliment can remind someone that they are still deeply valued. Love doesn't require perfection. It requires intention. As we continue, you'll discover 7 relationship secrets that emotionally strong and wise men understand. These are not complicated strategies or clever tricks. They are timeless principles that create lasting respect, deeper connection, and genuine intimacy. If you open your heart to these lessons, you may discover that the greatest chapter of your relationship isn't behind you at all. It may be waiting to begin today, proving that it's never too late to become the partner your loved one has always hoped you could be. One of the greatest relationship lessons a man can learn after the age of 55 is that being respected is far more valuable than always being right. Yet many men spend years trying to win arguments without realizing what they're actually losing. An argument may end with one person admitting defeat, but if your partner walks away feeling unheard, dismissed, or unimportant, no one truly wins. Relationships are not competitions. They're partnerships, and partnerships grow stronger when both people feel valued instead of judged. As men grow older, wisdom should replace pride. There is something incredibly powerful about a man who can pause in the middle of a disagreement and say, "Help me understand how you're feeling." Those simple words can calm emotions that anger never could. They communicate something every person longs to hear: your feelings matter to me. Too often, couples argue over small issues while ignoring the deeper emotional need beneath the surface. The real issue is rarely about forgotten chores. missed phone calls, or different opinions. More often, it's about wanting to feel seen, appreciated, and emotionally safe. Many men were raised to believe their job was to solve problems. If someone was upset, they searched for a solution. If something was broken, they fixed it. While that mindset can be helpful in many situations, relationships operate differently. Sometimes your partner doesn't need advice. She doesn't need you to explain why she's wrong or how to improve the situation. Sometimes she simply needs you to sit beside her, listen without interrupting, and let her know she's not alone. That kind of presence is often more healing than the smartest solution. Listening is one of the greatest gifts you can ever offer another human being, yet it has become increasingly rare. Real listening means putting down your phone, turning off the television, making eye contact, and giving someone your full attention. It means resisting the urge to interrupt with your own story. It means asking thoughtful questions instead of rushing to conclusions. When someone feels truly heard, trust begins to grow naturally. Another powerful relationship secret is understanding that people never stop changing. Many couples make the mistake of believing they already know everything about each other because they've been together for decades. But life continues shaping every person. Dreams evolve, fears change, interests develop. Even after 30 or 40 years together, your partner is still becoming someone new. If you stop being curious, you stop discovering the beautiful person standing beside you. Instead of assuming you know everything, start asking meaningful questions again. Ask about her hopes for the future. Ask what brings her peace. Ask what memories make her smile or what worries keep her awake at night. These conversations aren't just words. They're bridges that reconnect two hearts. They remind your partner that you're still interested in knowing who she is today, not just who she was years ago. The happiest couples aren't those who never face challenges. They're the ones who continue learning about each other despite the challenges. They laugh together, share stories, dream about tomorrow, and refuse to let routine replace genuine connection. Every meaningful conversation becomes another thread strengthening the bond between two people. Remember, emotional intimacy isn't built through expensive gifts or grand romantic gestures. It's built through countless ordinary moments of kindness, patience, and attention. A 5-minute conversation filled with genuine listening can sometimes do more for a relationship than an extravagant vacation. When respect becomes more important than pride and listening becomes more important than speaking, love finds room to grow stronger than ever before. At this stage of life, those simple choices can transform not only your relationship, but also the legacy you'll leave in the hearts of those who love you most. One of the biggest misconceptions about love is that romance belongs to the young. Society often celebrates young couples holding hands, going on adventures, and falling in love, but rarely talks about the quiet, powerful love that can exist after the age of 55. The truth is, some of the strongest relationships are built during the later years of life, not because everything is perfect, but because both people have learned what truly matters. They no longer chase perfection, they choose connection. And one of the greatest secrets they understand is that you should never stop dating the person you love. When many couples marry, life quickly becomes busy. Careers demand attention, children need care, bills must be paid. Responsibilities pile up, and before long, romance begins to feel like a luxury instead of a priority. Date nights disappear, long conversations become shorter, small acts of affection slowly fade into routine. Years pass, and many couples begin wondering where the excitement went. But the excitement didn't simply vanish. It was replaced by habit. The good news is that habits can change. Dating after 55 doesn't require expensive vacations or fancy restaurants. It starts with simple choices. Take a walk together after dinner. Sit on the porch with a cup of coffee and watch the sunset. Hold hands while shopping. Laugh about old memories that still make you smile. Look through family photo albums and remember the journey you've shared. These moments may seem ordinary, but they create extraordinary memories. Love grows stronger through consistent attention, not occasional grand gestures. Another relationship secret that transforms marriages is the power of appreciation. Every human being longs to feel valued, no matter how many years have passed. Unfortunately, many couples stop expressing gratitude because they assume their partner already knows how they feel. But appreciation that remains unspoken often goes unnoticed. Never underestimate the impact of a sincere thank you or a heartfelt, "I appreciate everything you've done for our family." Those words may seem small, but they can fill emotional spaces that have been empty for years. Think about your own relationship. When was the last time you genuinely complimented your partner, not because of what she accomplished, but simply because of who she is? Tell her she has been your greatest supporter. Tell her you admire her strength. Tell her you notice the little things she does every day that often go unnoticed. Genuine appreciation reminds people that they are still seen, still respected, and still deeply loved. It creates emotional warmth that no material gift can replace. Perhaps the most important lesson, however, is one that many men spend a lifetime avoiding. You cannot build a healthy relationship while carrying the weight of unhealed emotional wounds. Many men grew up believing that showing emotion was a sign of weakness. They were taught to hide their fears, suppress their tears, and keep their struggles to themselves. Over time, those buried emotions don't disappear. They quietly shape the way a man reacts, communicates, and loves. Past disappointments become present frustrations. Old betrayals create new distrust. Childhood pain silently follows him into adulthood. Real strength isn't pretending nothing hurts. Real strength is having the courage to face your past so it no longer controls your future. Healing begins the moment you become honest with yourself. It may mean admitting that you've held on to resentment for too long. It may mean forgiving someone who never apologized, not because they deserve it, but because you deserve peace. It may mean opening your heart to conversations you've avoided for years. Your partner should never have to fight battles created by wounds she didn't cause. As you move through this season of life, remember that love isn't sustained by luck. It is strengthened by daily choices. Continue dating the person who stood beside you through life's storms. Speak words of appreciation before it's too late. And have the courage to heal the invisible scars that keep your heart guarded. When you combine intentional time, sincere gratitude, and emotional healing, you create a relationship built not just to last, but to flourish. The years ahead can become the richest chapter of your love story, proving that the deepest connections are often formed by hearts that choose to grow, forgive, and love more fully with each passing day. There is one truth that becomes impossible to ignore after the age of 55. Time is no longer something you assume you have in endless supply. In your younger years, it was easy to believe there would always be another weekend, another vacation, another birthday, another opportunity to say the words that mattered. But as the years pass, you begin to understand that life is not measured by how long we live, but by how deeply we love while we are here. That realization should not fill you with fear. It should inspire you to make every remaining day count. The greatest gift you can give the person you love is not expensive jewelry, a larger house, or a bigger bank account. It's your time, your attention, and your presence. Think about the moments that have brought you the most happiness. Chances are they weren't the days you worked the longest or earned the most money. They were the ordinary moments shared with people you love. A quiet conversation over breakfast, a walk through the neighborhood on a cool evening, sitting together in comfortable silence while watching the sunset, laughing over an old family story that never seems to get old. These simple experiences become the memories that stay with us forever. Years from now, no one will remember how many hours you spent answering emails or worrying about things beyond your control, but they will remember whether you were emotionally present when they needed you most. Many men spend decades believing that providing financially is the highest expression of love. While providing is honorable, there comes a point when your loved ones need something even more valuable. They need you. They need your listening ear, your encouraging words, your comforting embrace, and your willingness to simply be there. Presence cannot be replaced by presence. A heartfelt conversation is often worth more than the most expensive gift. Never underestimate the healing power of giving someone your full attention without distractions. In a world filled with constant noise, your undivided attention is one of the rarest and most meaningful gifts you can offer. The final relationship secret is perhaps the most powerful of all. Love is not merely an emotion, it is a choice. Feelings naturally rise and fall. There will be seasons when life feels exciting and seasons when it feels difficult. Health challenges may appear, financial pressures may arise, personal disappointments may test your patience. During those moments, emotions alone cannot sustain a relationship. What carries two people through life's storms is the daily decision to remain kind, patient, respectful, and committed, even when circumstances are less than perfect. Every morning you wake up, you have an opportunity to choose the kind of partner you will be. You can choose to speak gently instead of harshly. You can choose to forgive instead of holding on to resentment. You can choose gratitude instead of criticism. These choices may seem small, but over months and years, they shape the entire direction of a relationship. Great love stories are rarely built through dramatic moments. They are built through thousands of quiet decisions made consistently over time. One of the greatest regrets many older men carry is not the business opportunity they missed or the money they didn't earn. It's realizing they failed to express their love while they still had the chance. They assumed there would always be another tomorrow to apologize, another anniversary to celebrate, another opportunity to say, "I love you," or "thank you for standing by me." Sadly, life doesn't always give us another chance. That's why today matters. Right now matters. The words left unspoken today may become the regrets of tomorrow. If you've made mistakes in your relationship, remember that every human being has. The goal is not perfection, but progress. A sincere apology has the power to soften years of hurt. A genuine compliment can rekindle hope. A warm embrace can communicate emotions that words sometimes cannot express. It is never too late to become more patient, more compassionate, and more intentional with the people who matter most. Your past does not have to define your future unless you allow it to. As you reflect on these 7 relationship secrets, remember their timeless wisdom. Choose respect over pride. Listen more than you speak. Never stop dating the person you love. Express appreciation while you still have the chance. Heal the emotional wounds that keep your heart closed. Give your time generously because it is life's most precious gift. And above all, choose love every single day, regardless of the circumstances. One day, your career will become a memory. Your achievements will be written in old records. Material possessions will eventually belong to someone else. But the way you made people feel, the kindness you showed, the patience you practiced, the love you gave freely, will live on in the hearts of those who knew you. In the end, a successful life is not measured by wealth, status, or recognition. It is measured by the relationships you nurtured and the lives you touched. So don't wait for a perfect moment to become the man your loved ones deserve. The perfect moment is already here. Start today, love deeply, and let the years ahead become the most meaningful chapter of your life.